Let us go to 3:30 Eastern time, 12:30 local in Seattle on the shores of Lake Washington.
Yes.
The biggest game of the week, Oregon at Washington. Washington's a 2.5-point favorite. Essentially, they're saying this is a pick 'em if you played at a neutral site. I love this game, T-Bob, because
it's gonna be so great.
These are two teams that everybody talks about the amount of points they're putting up, but both of them are actually built pretty nicely along the line of scrimmage too.
Yeah, and what I love is the Pac-12 has been this big anticipatory conversation the entire year, right? We got little teasers, little undercard fights like a Colorado, Oregon, a Colorado USC that we cared about because the names were big, but we knew Colorado was never really one of the true powers, right? And we had some nice Wazoo, Oregon State battles in there. So the undercard was great in the Pac-12 this year, but now it's time to start getting ready for these heavyweight bouts. And you got Heisman team, you have legitimate Heisman candidates leading legitimate national championship contenders. There's probably 3 of them in the conference, maybe more, but this is where they're all going to finally have to start to play one another. And then you have somebody like Utah just hanging out that I never think about anymore, but like they're still there. They're just as relevant as ever. So I can't wait for this game. First heavyweight match. I got to be clear up front though, Andy. This is a heart and soul pick for me.
These lines are brought to you by FanDuel. That's right. FanDuel.com/Staples is where you go to sign up. And when you do, your first $5 in bets you place, you get $200 in guaranteed bonus bets. That's FanDuel.com/Staples. It is America's best sports book. They got lines on everything. If they're playing it, if it's got a ball, if it's got a racket, if it's a race, FanDuel will let you put action on it. And there's a ton of really interesting college football lines this weekend. We talked about them on Sunday. We're about to really break them down, see where we like the spreads, the totals. Of course, we're picking the Iowa total. We pick the Iowa total every week, but this time we're picking that Iowa point spread as well. They're at Wisconsin. Wisconsin, a 9.5-point favorite with a 36 total. So FanDuel.com/Staples, $5 in bets gets you $200 in guaranteed bonus bets. Let's get playing because there's a lot of action this weekend. So sign up now, FanDuel.com/Staples.
I love the Huskies. I love a giant lefty with a rocket arm. I love the color combination. They've been my heart and soul team all year long. I picked them to win the Pac-12. I believe in Penix power. They're the only team I want to say to win in Eugene in the last 20 games or something that Oregon's played at home, and now they get him at Washington. Beautiful unis. A beautiful style of play from Washington, a beautiful setting, as you mentioned, and I love Kalen DeBoer. You know what I like, and you're seeing this out of Lance Leipold as well at Kansas, is at a time when everybody wants to go sexy coordinator, which does work. I think Dan Lanning's awesome. Great job at Oregon. Completely changed the attitude and everything. But Kalen DeBoer won 3 championships on the NAIA level. He won 4 championships on the GPAC level. I think that translates because I don't care if you're on that level, you're still emerging on top. You're still figuring out how to beat your peers and win the big games. And they went 11-2 last year. So yes, no doubt this is a hard pick. It's a blind pick for me. But I am rolling with the Huskies here over the Ducks in Washington.
I love it because I am on the other side of this. I have been picking Oregon to win this league since the offseason. Basically, when I saw what they were adding through the portal, I said, Dan Lanning has made notes about what they needed to do better. And he is taking care of all of these things that they need to take care of. They are better on the line of scrimmage. They are better in the pass rush. They are better in the secondary. This is a better defensive team because they were humiliated by Oregon State in the last game of the season when Oregon State just kept running the ball and came back. They lost to Washington in a game where Bo Nix got hurt at a very inconvenient time.
But I think they could have
won that game. So I think this is going to be a great game. I don't think anybody's blowing anybody out. I think both these teams are really good. Now, what excites me about this game, T-Bob, over like Oklahoma, Texas last week, I think Oklahoma and Texas are going to play again for the Big 12 title. And as exciting as that game was, we're going to see it again in Jerry World. The Pac-12 is so deep and so difficult.
It's a very good point.
I don't know that we'll see this again. This may be it.
It's a very good point. It's a very good point.
Both of these teams have to play USC, Utah, Oregon State, and Washington State. All losable games. So I am so excited because it feels like a very high stakes matchup. And this is Bo's time. I'm ready. And I think Oregon can beat you in a lot of ways. What I think ultimately helps them here is they get after Michael Penix in a way that nobody has been able to do all year. He does not have time for Rome Odunze and those receivers to get open. That's
man, he's got a few of them guys. I mean,
three of those guys that are NFL dudes. Yes,
that's what I'm saying. Like LSU has two in Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas. I think Washington is the only team in the country that got three between Odunze, Polk, and McMillan. So. Yes. I like, and look, and I love Lanning as well, right? He's absolutely changed the culture. I love the speech about the Redwoods before the Colorado game. You know, why is the Redwood strong? Not because it's standing alone, because it's roots, but the interconnected roots, you know, like I love that kind of stuff. But no, look, also, it's weird. I've always kind of liked the Huskies. First game I ever played in college, first start I ever had was randomly LSU Washington at Washington. It's on the water. The setting's beautiful. The fans are fired up. Weather incredible. Give me the Huskies here.
Purple and gold sticks together. I understand that.
Well, to be fair, I got a little flack on this, but you know, LSU's like purple and yellow. There's something that's actually nice about like a real purple and burnished gold, which is what Washington's bringing to bear.
Yeah, you guys more are the Lakers.
Yes. I like even though my favorite uniforms in all of college football, actually Minnesota. Hand down. The Minnesota homes with the yellow helmets. Ooh, I don't know. I just love them.
See, I go USC because I like shoulder yokes.
Yeah, but bro, they got such giant numbers.
Yeah.
And like USC already is small defensively, and the giant numbers just make him look smaller, and it pisses me off. And I know it's classic, so it does score points in the classic category, but just like subtly shrink the numbers a little bit. That's all I'd say.
Yeah,
that's my advice.
You can do that. That's no problem. I like the no name on the back of the jersey.
I like that. And I love the shoulder. I'm with you on these as well.
Yeah, the no name is not for everybody, but for the schools that do it, the Notre Dames, the Penn States, it makes sense. So, all right. Thank you so much for watching. Just a reminder, subscribe to this channel right here so you never miss an episode of Andy Staples on 3. And oh, by the way, watch all the other great videos on the On3 Sports YouTube channel.